Hey gang, this is your boy TrippyTrainer, and we are here with our very first Pokemon challenge video. I was actually inspired by another content creator by the name of Mah-Dry-Bread. Definitely go check them out as well if you like this video. But let's get to the task at hand. We are here to find out if it is possible to beat Pokemon Crystal with just Hoppip. Let's go over some rules. Rule number 1, just Hoppip is allowed in battle. Pretty straightforward. Rule number 2, no items can be used in battle, so no combat items, no healing items, none of that. Rule number 3, TMs are not allowed, which is unfortunate because Hoppip could have a decent moveset with TMs, but this is a challenge, and I think I have a pretty good plan on what to do. So let's hop into this. Like I said, my name's Trippy, and we're about to find out if Hoppip can beat Crystal and Red. And we're going to name Hoppip Hope because we need some hope. Look at Hope's stats. Look at Hope's stats. They're not very good, as you can see. And move pool wise, Splash, Synthesis, Tail Whip, we're not looking good starting out. And we only learned Tackle at level 10. So we have a good 5 levels of grinding up with no attacking moves. Speaking of grinding, we need to go on the hunt for other Hoppip, and as you saw, it's only a 5% encounter rate, but it's the perfect mon to use up all of our power points. So it doesn't take us long to find one, and we get through all of our points, and we finally start grinding up on other mons with the move struggle. Now we finally get to level 10 where we can learn Tackle, and we can actually make a little bit of progress. Now we head up north to Professor Oak and Mr. Pokemon, and we get our Pokedex. So we can actually head on home, but wait, nope, we got our rival, that's right. And when I did set up this challenge, I did give him Cyndaquil, so he will be a little bit more of a challenge throughout the entire playthrough. But that being said, we lower his stats and we get back-to-back crits. It was a fairly easy win, but a win nonetheless. And we head on back to the professor's lab where we give up his name and we name him Silver. And we get on our way back through Cherry Grove and on our way to Violet City, where we then go to the Sprout Tower. Now, we head on upstairs where we take on the Master Sage, and Bellsprout's honestly not that bad, even with him being grass type. Hoot was easy with the poison, and the other Bellsprout, Cake as well. So honestly, not that much of a challenge. So we head on down to the first gym leader. Let's get it, fam, let's get it. So we take on Falkner, and he sends out his Pidgey, and honestly, I'm not really scared. I mean, honestly, pretty easy. Poison him up and take him down. Both mons, easy. I mean, I didn't even get into the yellow with this battle at all. And just like that, we got our first gym badge, and we head on down and reach Union Cave. Real quick, we get through there, reach Route 33, get to the next town, go through the Slowpoke well where we have to take on Team Rocket, and from there, very quickly we reach Bugsy where we head on to our second gym battle. Now, Bugsy, I could admit, definitely intimidated me. I mean, mainly because of Scyther, but we have to take out the first mon first, and that's Metapod. His moveset's pretty basic with Tackle and Harden and String Shot, so it was a pretty quick, easy kill on that one. Now, Kakuna, I was kind of worried about because he had Poison Sting, and I was worried about getting poisoned. But thankfully, he doesn't get me with the poison, and we get to Scyther, the man I was scared at from the beginning. And honestly, just as I feared, Fury Cutter. Fury Cutter got me. If you aren't familiar with Fury Cutter, it boosts its damage every single time it's used in Succession. And let's just say he was kicking my butt. But eventually we finally get him down through Poison and Leech Seed. We take down Scyther. It wasn't easy, but we get the W and our second gym badge. Now we start to leave, but of course we have to take on our rival first. And of course he has an upgrade to his team this time around. He does have a Ghastly on him, level 12 with Hypnosis, Sprite, and Lick. We take Ghastly down fairly easy with Leech Seed and the level difference, of course. Now, if you guys haven't noticed yet what my strategy is, primarily my focus is going to be trying to land Poison Powders and Leech Seeds, and then using Mega Drain when needed along with my Synthesis to keep me alive, since I won't be able to use healing items during battle. Now, so far the strategy has had no hiccups whatsoever. but then again, we haven't run across any poison or grass type mons. So until then, we get through everything fairly easy, like the Zubat, for example. We ran through this man's team like it was no problem. Granted, we were a little bit over leveled, but it's a Hoppip, give me a break. So we head to the Elix Forest, where we find our friend Farfetch'd, do his little puzzle, get our HM cut, and head to Route 34, where we end up eventually reaching the daycare house, where they have a odd egg waiting for us, our potential future HM slave. Up north is Goldenrod City, where we find our third gym challenge, Whitney. Now, Whitney has a Clefairy, which is still normal type because of Generation 2. Now, it was a quick and easy kill for Clefairy, but of course, Miltank is a tank. Now, I didn't play this one very well in my opinion. I had him poisoned and leech seeded, but the rollout was simply too much. I didn't go for a tackle right here, me being a silly guy, and of course, rollout takes me out. So, GG Whitney, you got me there, but I want revenge, and this time I'm gonna win. So, like always, I poison up, throw on the leech seed, and start using tackle to chip away at her health. And eventually, chipping away does work to my advantage. I use tackle on this final move, unlike last time, and I actually get the W. So, chalk it up, that is badge number 3, GG Whitney, and we are about to be on our way. Oh yeah. So through Route 35 we reach Route 36, where we then talk to the lady, where we can now go get the squirt bottle, where we then head back up to face Sudowoodo, which is real quick and easy because of Mega Drain. Once we reach Ecruteak, we head up to the northwest side of the town to reach the Burn Tower, where we then face our rival yet again. This time around, he does have a Haunter with Curse, and it's very effective against me, considering my strategy is a stalling strategy. Because of my stalling strategy, his Curse is just chipping me down way too quickly, and I'm not able to overcome his other mons. I'm able to get through the initial Haunter, but with the Curse combo and me dealing with the rest of his Pokemon, I just don't seem to stand a chance. Or at least don't stand a chance at this current level. So I start to brainstorm. What can I do in the meantime if I'm not able to get past my rival? Well, I decided to do a little bit of grinding. Over on Route 38, I pick up a few levels, and honestly, I still don't feel comfortable enough to take on my rival yet. So I decided to do a little bit more of the story in the meantime. I head past Moo Moo Farms and Olivine City into the lighthouse, where I then am able to hatch my egg and reach the top floor, where Jasmine is waiting with her sick Ampharos. She tells me she needs some medicine, and I dip, but not the way she wanted me to go. I actually go back to my rival and take him on. Now, this time around, I do feel a little bit more comfortable in the challenge now that I'm level 40, and I get a little bit of luck starting out. I actually get a crit on the Haunter and take him out immediately. Next up is Quilava. I do my normal strategy of Poison Powder and Leech Seed and just stall him out where it's easy kill. Next up is Magnemite, where I don't really have too much trouble at all with him. I don't even get paralyzed from him. And then finally, the last mon on his team, Zubat. Very easy. Took him out in 2 Mega Drains, and it was a GG. Now, next up is Morty, the Ghost Gym Leader. Now, he has a pretty tough team just because multiple mons have the move Curse on them, and with my particular strategy, it's not going to work well for me, just because I'm not able to stall him out with Poison Powder, because Poison Powder doesn't affect Ghost, and then the Leech Seed is only going to chip away so much, and then obviously the Mega Drain isn't very effective. So it's kind of a tug of war with the Curse, just because I'm gaining health back as it's taking it away. But with that being said, I do put forth a valiant effort in my opinion. I keep coming back and attempting over and over again until I eventually get the W. But it was pretty long and drawn out, I'm not gonna lie. And for a little bit, I thought I was gonna be stuck on here for a lot longer than I actually was. But that being said, we finally get the W and we head over to the dance hall so we can collect HM Surf. And then after that we head over and collect HM Strength, where we then can make our way over to Cayenne Wood City to then collect the secret potion that Jasmine asked us to bring back for her. So we swing on over to the mart, scoop up that potion real quick, and then we actually make ourselves head up north where we'll take on Usen or Eugene. I actually don't really know what to call him because I remember as a kid calling him Eugene, but his name's spelled completely different. So let me know in the comments, you guys. Did I get that right? Is it Usen or Eugene? Maybe I got it right or wrong. I don't know. But regardless, I lose this battle and I don't get another attempt at it, so I just move on to the gym leader, Chuck. He throws his boulder and we hop right into it. Now, Chuck only has 2 Pokemon, the first being a level 27 Primeape. Now, thankfully, I do get a crit right here, and I do believe that helps me out a lot, because after he misses his attack, he does get taken down by the poison. After that, he only has 1 Mon left, and that's the Poliwrath, which I take down in just 2 attacks. So it was a fairly quick battle, and a nice and easy one at that. As soon as we finish the gym battle, we head outside, collect Fly, and head on over to Olivine City, where we then can go ahead and deliver the secret potion back over to Jasmine, so the Ampharos is all good to go and happy. Now, this means we are ready to take on Jasmine and collect our next badge. Or so I thought. Magnemite kept on getting me over and over and over again using Thunderbolt. He would always paralyze me no matter what. There wasn't a time that he didn't paralyze me. And when I did finally defeat Magnemite, Steelix came out. And Steelix is one tough cookie. I mean, he 2-shot me every single time with Iron Tail, no matter what. And I tried a handful of times. But honestly, I got so freaking frustrated with this Steelix. I mean, it did not feel like I could beat this thing at all. So, I'm not gonna lie, I kept trying a few more times, and then eventually, keep in mind, I gave up. And I decided to try a different route. I fly to Ecruteak City, make my way east through Route 42, then head up north up to Lake of Rage where I take on the shiny Gyarados. I did this just for a little bit of extra XP, but then at this point I decided, well, might as well go all out and take on the Rocket Hideout and get as high as level as possible so that I can take on Jasmine again. But then we run into Gloom, a grass poison type Mon. Like I talked about earlier in the video, this is my worst nightmare. I can't use Leech Seed or Poison Powder against these types, and eventually I do take it down, but it takes all of our power points on Mega Drain to do it. We get the 2 passwords from those 2 grunts and eventually make our way to the Rocket Executive, where he has a Zubat, a Coughing, and Eradicate. We take him down with fairly good ease despite being poisoned by the Coughing, and we get the final password from the Murkrow. Hail Giovanni. Now finally we make our way back up and then take on the final executives that have a Arbok, a Murkrow, and for the final Mon, another freaking Gloom. And this one sucked. I actually died a few times battling this executive just because of Gloom itself. I would end up at the final Mon being poisoned, and then my stalling strategy wouldn't work. But eventually I did take down the Gloom after a few attempts, despite it being such a challenge. Now at this level, I feel a little bit more comfortable, and I'm like, you know what? We got this. We can take down Jasmine, no problem. I mean, heck, I'm level 49. I'm about to be level 50, right? No, I can't even beat these freaking Magnemites. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I bust my butt this entire time, and I just can't seem to catch a freaking break. Jasmine is the bane of my existence. Like, I cannot do nothing against her. I try over and over and over and over again. I'm not gonna even lie, I cut out a bunch of the footage because I lost so many freaking times to her. So I gave up again. Fly back over to Mahogany Town and I decide to take on Price. Maybe it'll give me a confidence booster. I know it's ice type and it's quad effective against Hoppip, but you know what? It's better than Steelix, and I just need to do something else besides her. So from there, I take on Price. The Seal is easy. The Dugong is easy. I'm two-shotting everything with Mega Drain just because it's being super effective. We get to Piloswine, and same story as before. It's easy peasy. We get a critical hit. It's a one-hit KO, and it's nothing. Honestly, he was so much easier than Jasmine. Now at this point, I got some confidence about me, and I think we can take her on. Now, as always, the Magnemite has paralyzed me, which really does suck, because it does, in my opinion, really sway this battle a lot with the Steelix. But we do finally take down the Steelix, and from there, all she has left is one Magnemite, and we finally take her down to acquire our 6th badge, or 7th technically when you go by order that we got it. But that's neither here nor there. We fly back over to Goldenrod City, where we then head over to the radio tower that Team Rocket has taken over. Now, this Rocket Executive battle, I'm not gonna lie, was one of the most difficult battles in this entire playthrough. The sheer amount of coughings that this man had drove me absolutely insane. I almost always got poisoned no matter what. And honestly, it just chipped me down consistently. Like, I could not build any momentum against this guy. So I give up and I decide to finally do some grinding. I have a fishing hole that I found at Route 42 that has a ton of Sea King and Goldeen, and I just grinded my butt up. I spent a lot of time doing this, but honestly, the XP was definitely worth it. I gained about 300 to 550 experience points per battle, and eventually I get myself up to level 60 before I decide to take on the Rocket Executive again. Now, same issue as before, there's just so many of these coughings where eventually I do get poisoned from their smog attacks, and I get chipped down. In that case, Wheezing exploded and I didn't stand a chance. But I continued to try over and over again. As you can tell from my level increase over time, I gained about 4 levels just from losing to this Rocket Executive, so it was a lot of attempts. But over time, eventually I got lucky and I got a critical hit on one of the coughings and took it down in one hit. Now, because I am twice their level at this point, it is eventually becoming a 2-shot hit for me. So thankfully, Mega Drain does take out this coughing with ease, and we finally take down the Rocket Executive. But here we go, another rival battle. And again, his mons have gotten even better than last time. This time he goes out with the Golbat first. We take it down pretty quickly, but gets his health down. We then take out Quilava with fairly ease, surprisingly at least. We also take down the Magnemite fairly quickly as well. We get to the Haunter, where we get a critical hit and take him out. He then pulls out the Sneasel, and we finally get taken down by the curse laid out by the Haunter. Now I'm going to speed through this battle a little bit quicker than before just so we can kind of catch up. But I do get burned in this sequence, but thankfully it doesn't make a difference as we do take down the Sneasel this time, and the rival is defeated. Now we go back up to the Rocket Radio Tower, and we take on the Rocket Executives again. This time, one of the Rocket Executives has a much more difficult Pokemon, Vileplume. Vileplume was super difficult. I don't even know how I got past this mon the first attempt. I got so freaking lucky. But you know what? I'll take a little bit of luck here and there. Finally, we take down the final Rocket Executive. All he had was a Houndour level 33, along with a Coughing level 33. And he didn't really stand a chance, but he did have an ace of a Houndoom, which did scare me at first, but thankfully with our combo, we took him down no problem. Now, at this point, we're going to make our way through the story a little bit quicker. We take down Suicune, and then we head our way over to the Ice Path, where we finally reach the final gym, Claire, the Dragon Tamer. Now, Dragonairs are really tough. I figured this out the hard way. They are super bulky, dragon types in general are, but in this battle, I continue to get paralyzed by the initial Dragonair, and then the following Dragonair with the move Ice Beam would totally wreck my day every single time. And I mean a lot of times. Like, this thing took me out more times than I can count. There was a handful of times where I got a little bit closer, but it took a lot of attempts before we finally got on to the next Dragonair. This Dragonair thankfully only had Thunderbolt and Dragon Breath, but we got past it way easier than the one with Ice Beam. Kingdra stood no chance with our normal combination. We finally head over to the Dragon's Den, where we then get our final badge, but wait, we have got some strategies we need to do. We need to go ahead and get our Master Ball from Professor Elm, get killed by a random trainer's Venusaur, which was really cool because I was more than twice their level. I then decided to hunt down a bunch of rare candies all throughout Johto because I figure why not, it'll make my life a little bit easier in the Elite Four. We get through the victory road where we finally grind up a few more levels before taking on our rival. Our rival sends out his Sneasel, it's level 34, we take it out super quick along with his Golbat. Then of course he has his Typhlosion, only level 38, and we take him down with our normal combination like it's nothing. And of course Magneton, not much of a challenge either. Now there's the Haunter with Curse, and that's what I was afraid of this whole battle, I'm not gonna lie. That's what I was not looking forward to. But thankfully Kadabra doesn't stall us out with his Recover, and we eventually take him down easy peasy. Here we are. Elite Four time, you guys. I decided to use a couple of my rare candies for the Elite Four, and we hop right into it. Will of the Elite Four is a psychic-based Pokemon trainer, and he sends out Xatu first. We take him down with little issue. Next comes Jinx, and we get a critical hit. I'm not sure if that crit mattered or not, but we do take it out in one hit. Of course, he has another Xatu, which we use our normal combination, take him out no problem. Of course, Slowbro being a water type was really easy to take down with our Mega Drain. Exeggutor was a little bit more of a challenge. We had to stall him out with Poison Powder, but nonetheless was very easy overall. Next up was Koga of the Elite Four, and he started out with the Area Dose. It only had Spiderweb, Double Team, Baton Pass, and Giga Drain, so we took him out very quickly. Then there was Muck, who I was definitely worried about, but he only went really for Minimizes and Sludge Bombs, and thankfully he didn't get a poison up on us, so we get through Muck fairly easy, surprisingly. Then there was Crobat, who I was definitely worried about just because of Toxic again, but thankfully he only really went for wing attacks, so we didn't have much issue with Crobat either, and we do finish him off with a critical hit and then Leech Seed. Then of course we have Venomoth, who only really went for Supersonics and Gusts. Last but not least, there was Fortress, and only went for Swift, so it was a very easy battle overall. Next we have Bruno of the Elite Four, who had Hitmontop. We just pretty much through this entire battle right here, we just go through our normal strategy of throwing up the Leech Seed, poisoning, or Mega Drains, in this case with Onix just being a one-shot kill. Same goes for Machamp. My level difference at this point in the game is just too staggering, and he cannot handle the Hop-Hip. Hope is simply too much at this point. So we take out Bruno and head on over to Karen, where then Umbreon is up first. Then of course we have Houndoom, who is definitely a worry of mine, simply because he had Flamethrower, but we use our normal strategy and we take him out no problemo. Now here we go, Vileplume, the one I was really worried about. We had to use all of our Mega Drains pretty much on Vileplume to take him out, but we do take him out nonetheless. At this point, she has our Gengar and Murkrow, both which don't take very long at all to take down, and it's a GG for Karen. Here we go though, Champion Lance. We finally get to the champion of Johto. He sends out his Gyarados, and our Mega Drains and normal combinations take him out no problem, and obviously the Hyper Beam definitely helped us out as it didn't do much damage to us. Now this Dragonite right here though was what I was worried about, simply because it had the move Blizzard. Blizzard, quad effective against us, but it barely did anything. We take down the Dragonite. Then of course he had Aerodactyl with Rock Slide, but wasn't much of a challenge either. Charizard surprisingly wasn't much of a challenge. We do take him down, but we wouldn't have made it through this battle if not for Mystery Berry, a held item that I had on Hop-Hip before this battle started. It gave us full PP on Synthesis, and we were able to stall out for the rest of this entire battle with our normal combination. If not for that mystery berry, we would not have been able to stall out against these Dragonites and be able to claim the Johto Championship. Yes, that's right, we defeat Champion Lance, and it's time to go ahead and enter the Hall of Fame. And Hoppip, good job, fam. You did it. Good job, Hope. I was seriously so proud of you. But honestly, you guys, thank you so much for making it this far into the video. If you haven't already, be sure to smash that like button and hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. And I'm sure you guys are sick and tired of me talking and commentating this entire playthrough, but I think I should give you guys a treat just because you've been so freaking patient. As we get the leftovers, of course, really big point I had to throw in there. But with that being said, I want to share with you guys an original song for the remainder of this badge collection sequence. So I really do appreciate all of you so much. If you haven't already, once again, hit that like button. Otherwise, enjoy the song, and I'll see you at Red. And just like that, we take out blue, and we're here. Mount Silver, the moment of truth, what we've been waiting for. Here we go. Red, let's do it. Alright, so first off, there's Pikachu, of course, level 81. Now we're just going to do our normal strategy for as long as we can until we get beat. And there's Charizard. And man, you guys, Charizard is really strong. I mean really strong. Like, Hope stands no chance. And you know what, you guys? Neither does this challenge. Because I quickly realized that this is not possible. I mean, Not quickly. I try a lot. I even get him down to red at one point. But I cannot beat this Charizard no matter what. I try maybe 100 times before finally giving up, caving in, and using items. So there you go, you guys. I failed my challenge. As much as it sucks, as much as it really sucks, and how hard I tried to beat this challenge by following all of the rules, I simply could not get past this Charizard. Granted, I used Leech Seed and Mega Drain, and I take out that Espeon pretty quick. Snorlax I actually end up stalling out against and using all of my power points, which actually worked out pretty well, because up next all he had was Venusaur, and I used Struggle Up against Venusaur and took him down pretty quickly. Then there's Blastoise, and I had to use another item, unfortunately. I had to use the Max Elixir, otherwise Blastoise was gonna take me out no matter what with the Blizzard. So I go ahead, I use that item, I use Mega Drain. It takes 3 total Mega Drains and 3 misses by a Blastoise for me to actually take out Red. And honestly, you guys, it's bittersweet. I worked really hard to get to this point and beat Red, but unfortunately it wasn't in the cards. We had to use items. It sucks, but sometimes that's just how it goes. Okay gang, thanks again for coming on this adventure with your boy Trippy to see if it was possible to beat Pokemon Crystal with just Hoppip. Now we got our answer, and yes, we can beat Johto, but no, we can't beat Red. Just no, it's not possible. I mean, not with those rules in place, it's just not. We lost fair and square, we tried our hardest, it sucks, but you know what? It is what it is. So, I figured, you know what? How about you guys provide some suggestions on some other challenges I'm going to be doing on this channel? I have a few in mind, but I would love to hear from you guys as well, so definitely leave some ideas below in the comment section. Also, you guys, thanks again. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Shout out to Manny Bardo for the song, 2-Bit Crow on the artwork, and Mah-Dry-Bread on the inspiration. Thank you guys so much for making this possible, and until next time, stay trippy, y'all. Peace out.